And then when you're done, you're ready to go fight King Kong.
There's a lot of albums in my world like that. One is Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. Man, listen to a bunch of... That's another one. I was like, man, I can't even tell you how many times. And then Flea was out there naked. I'd never even realized that. Of course, I didn't go there in 99.
They're all wearing socks. I guess the show started. Let's just keep this. What's up, man?
Should we do an intro with the... Cannonballing Life with Derek and Coach. That's pretty good, man.
I'm trying to get the volume up. There we go. There we go.
Turn up the volume. Turn up the volume.
Yes. What's up, man?
How you doing, buddy?
Good. So, we had a cancellation today.
We did.
We were like, well, perfect opportunity
Can you
to
believe that?
push out more ridiculousness.
I like it. I don't understand, though. It's like I'm thinking to myself, if I'm at home and I'm like, today's the day I get to go be on the Coach Camp show, I'm like, man, I'm canceling stuff. I'm just kidding. It's like, anytime I get a cancellation, I'm like, I don't blame them.
So how was your day today? Hey, what did you do today? You did something pretty cool today.
I did. I married a couple.
Yeah.
I hope it sticks. You know, I always wonder about that. I'm like, I hope I'm a good omen. This is my fourth couple.
It's your fourth.
The
fourth couple.
Yeah, mic drop.
Almost dropped my.
Yeah, this is something.
My Kroger seltzer water.
I did. So yeah. And it's actually for the person that I got ordained with. For. So like you do this little thing to get your ordainmentship. I don't know if that's the right proper thing, but so about 2 years ago, she was talking about getting married, and I said, "Well, I can get my thing done, girl." Because she's like, "I don't know if we can afford." I was like, "I'll do it, and just do it for free." And so that was the intent. And then I ended up marrying 3 other couples before I got to her. But today was the day. Today was the day, actually.
And at the fire station?
It was at the fire station, yeah. So
pretty cool.
He was at work, and it's a good thing I'm a fast talker. At least I think I am, because the tone started going off for him to go on a run, and I'm just like, all right, so do you take her? Do you take him? And kiss, done, next.
Married.
And we did it, and then high fives everywhere. So
and then off to a fire.
And off to a fire, yeah.
His wife, I'm sure, understands what the situation is.
Long-time paramedic, get it.
Oh, okay.
She gets
so
it.
She's understanding of the field.
Absolutely. I think it's almost a prerequisite, honestly. I don't know. So, did you notice something to me about what's going on?
Yeah, you shave.
I don't have any whiskers.
It's unnerving when you shave.
No. Let me tell you something.
When you break, you bick the face, and it's smooth. I'm like, what's going on?
Well, so today I tell you what. So I have kind of come to the terms that my face is too fat to just go hairless. So I probably need something there to kind of buffer, and then people just be like, "Oh, well, he's not that juicy. It's just his hair." So that's what I usually I keep that there, right? And it's got a couple of little gray hairs. So then it's almost like, and he's probably got wisdom. He's got the gray hair thing happening. Well, I've never really tried to shave or groom. I just let it go, and then I shave it all off.
Chop it down.
So I was trying really. I got this whole kit. I bought this kit, and I'm working on it, and then I get bored because the ADD starts to kick in, and it's like, man, I just want to hurry up. But now I'm going faster, and it's like, and I've got this Fu Manchu thing happening here, and I'm like, no, we ain't doing that.
Gotta go. I still can't grow a beard.
Really?
I mean, now I don't have as big of patches of no hairness underneath the chin, basically the neck area.
So you had some crop circles?
Yes, I had. Yes, I did. And I still, got rosy cheeks up here.
I just figured you were happy.
But for always with you.
Oh, okay.
But there was a no shave November. Is that what they call it? That I tried with my band at the time, and it was hilarious. So I tried it. I don't know how long I went. It was the most hair I've had on my face ever.
So was it like the full thing, or just mustache only?
Whatever I had, I let it go.
You just let it.
So I had a beard, but with the UFO circles.
Yeah, those things were happening.
And then the mustache. Let's talk about the mustache. And it was hilarious because one side was
fuller.
Yes.
Yeah.
One side was great. Man, like Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
Mustache.
Wow, that's nice.
And the other side was like whispers. Just like,
yeah.
It was just weird.
Well, if you've ever been to the Big Island in Hawaii, you have one side of the island that is plush and green because it gets a lot of rain. The other side's a desert. So maybe just got a whole, one side gets some more moisture. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's happening up there.
So probably, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I drink on one side of the mouth, so the water, I don't know. But when it was time to be like, I'm done with this, I did do like a goatee mustache. What's it called when, because it was a mustache and then a chin patch. There was nothing connecting. I couldn't connect.
I don't know. There's probably names for
Fu
that stuff.
Manchu? Is that a Fu Manchu?
It sounds like it could be.
It's
the only one I remember.
I looked French too. Yeah.
Well,
I could have put
Did you
on
develop an accent?
just my normal Yankee one.
Oh, it barely comes through.
But hey,
yeah.
My story of the day.
What you got, dog?
Speaking of being French and my last name, Michaud.
Michaud in the house.
So it is a funny joke that you were pronouncing it wrong forever.
It's a joke / not joke, yes.
So this is a Seinfeld thing, right? Where it's like, oh my God, when do I correct? But it wasn't even like that with you, because I'm so used to hearing Michaud, or if you were to say Macaud every time, I'm like, hey, it's Michaud, But it wasn't like I was uncomfortable correcting you.
No.
But in my younger years, I had a very Seinfeld moment. Oh, I see. I just mumbled. I just need an excuse.
Yeah, do something.
Oh. What happened to my audio?
I don't know, but it feels like this would be a great moment for Fat Albert.
What's going on?
Oh, dang. Buttons are taking off. And
what is going on?
It crashed whenever you did the thing. Maybe it was real. It made a break sound of glass. That's awesome. Dooba. Oh, yeah.
Something about throwing in the charger. Anyways, I'll figure it out.
It's all good.
Anyways, so, yeah, I mumbled. I just wanted an excuse.
I like that guy.
So, Mushmouth.
Well, that was my favorite.
So, all right. Bud Tires. Okay, so old school, family-owned car place in Sanford, Maine, where I live, where I'm from. And I don't know if you know who owned it, but it was Bud. Oh. And Bud's Tire, I think it was.
Pretty original.
Bud's Tire, not Bud Tires. Bud's Tire.
Oh, Bud's Tire.
Bud's Tire. I was wrong there. See? And so growing up, this was my grandfather's place. Old school, you're just loyal to your local, this is not a franchise place here. This is Bud's Tire.
Right.
And they were just longtime friends, so my grandfather always went. So I always went with my grandfather because I lived with my grandparents, and my grandfather was in essence my father. He was the one, right? Mm-hmm. So I was always with him. And Bud assumed I was his son.
Okay. Was this dementia, or just like he was just like treated you that way? He's like,
but I don't know this until years later, right? So fast forward years, and now I'm driving. I have a license. Yeah. And now my mother is continuing the tradition and bringing her car to him. Yeah. So now I'm the one taking the car, because that's what you do, right? You get your license now. It's like, all right, Derek, here's your errand.
And you're happy to do it.
Yeah.
So I'll be glad to drive. Yeah, exactly.
So as I start doing this, day one, he asks me how my father is.
Okay.
Meaning my grandfather.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't correct him.
Yeah.
Good. He's great. All right. And then he gets my name wrong, and here's why. My mother's name is Darlene, and the license plate on her car was Darl, D-A-R-L.
Yeah, it seems like I could get
Darl,
that. Yeah, sure.
So in an instant, how's your father doing? Daryl.
Okay.
Hey, Daryl, how's your father doing? Good. Mm-hmm. And for the next 5 years,
you're Daryl.
I'm Daryl. I never corrected him.
Makes sense.
I never got to a point where I'm like, how can I just walk in and be like, oh, by the way, Roland is not my father, he's my grandfather, and my name is Derek. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Hey, Daryl, what's up, bud?
Yeah, I wish I'd have known you back then, because I have the perfect thing.
Okay.
Do you? Because Seinfeld is going to be the theme of what we end up doing, because that's what this whole thing is kind of like. It's just no actual plot. We just come in and talk. If you would have known of Seinfeld back then, you could have been like when Elaine was being mistaken as Susie, and then Elaine corrects him. It's like, no, I'm Elaine. And she's like, I thought you were Susie. You could have been like, you must be talking about my brother Daryl. I'm Derek.
Or the Newhart show.
The twin.
Or the Newhart show.
Yes.
Hey, my name is Daryl. My
brother's name is Daryl. My other brother's name is Daryl.
But what was his name?
I can't remember.
His name wasn't Daryl.
No, he had 3 Daryls going on.
Well, no, it wasn't Daryl. My name is X. Here's my brother Daryl and my other brother Daryl.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But speaking of Seinfeld and sitcoms, I have more sounds over here.
Oh, what are we going to do there?
I got this set up. So, as we all know, these sitcoms have laugh tracks.
Yes, they do.
Tell me that this doesn't sound like a perfect laugh track.
All right. I wish we would have had that at my comedy show. we covered that in one of the first two episodes.
This is the laugh you got.
Yeah. It's more like crickets. Got that one? Oh, that is more familiar to me. Yes. Yes. Actually, that's what I get in the classroom. Like, I will drop some great dad joke moments in my classroom, and that is literally what I hear in the background. I'm like, how do you guys make that sound? That's amazing. Are y'all rubbing your arms together? I don't know how that happens.
Wind blowing.
Jeez.
Coyotes in the distance.
Hey, speaking of the Daryl, do you know George Foreman, named like most all his kids George?
I had one of his grills.
Oh, yeah, he did have a delicious grill. Imagine that.
He had a delicious grill.
This thing was so good. It would like make up some chicken sandwiches.
That sounded funny.
Yeah, well, it is funny, I guess. And well, I don't know which one of the laugh tracks you play.
I'll do this one.
I hate you.
Oh, no. Okay, first off, I screwed up. So, first off. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, where's the other laugh? Oh, there we go.
I swear, if that does not sound like Kamala Harris, so every time I'm gonna
laugh.
I picture that. Yeah, that's
really.
Well, I don't know. That's just what she looks like. She sounds like when she's laughing. I don't know. I'm not making fun of her. I'm just saying it's what it looks like. It's very, very, very animated. Hey, so this is kind of a wild show, right? So I am just gonna take this call. I'm taking it right now.
Sure.
Hey, we're live on the Derek and Coach show. What can I do for you?
Oh, sorry. Never mind.
No, it's all good, girl. Do you have anything you'd like to say to my listeners and Derek's listeners?
No.
Okay. Well, I will text you then when we're done on the show.
Okay.
All right. Love you.
Oh, that's
real.
so
Well,
sweet.
I got to say that. If I did not say,
sweet.
she's probably going to watch this one because she'd be like, did I sound stupid? Why did you put that in there? Is that really in there? Tell me you took it out. That's how she sounds when she starts talking in a serious. It's like, what are you doing with that? Why is my voice changing when you make sounds saying that it's my voice? That's what she does. But anyways, I do love my wife. It's all good. Hey, so look, we're talking about the hair, right?
Yeah.
And one of the staples, so we just mentioned earlier that you're from the North.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So one of the staples, I don't know if this is probably true for the North too, but I grew up in the South. One of the staples is when you become a man, you have facial hair. Like, man, got facial hair.
Yeah.
Well, my dad had a beard down to his belly button. He was ZZ Top's third member.
That was sort of a measurement of your manhood.
It's like a turkey with a beard, right? The turkeys have the thing, and the hunters know.
But the facial hair is a measurement.
It is.
Of your manhood.
Your ability to do such.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, I am so comfortable not being a grizzled, tough guy because I learned a lot about myself.
I've never been one.
Yeah, well, you know the story of us living in a camper?
Oh, with the
living in a camper,
having to break out your gun.
Not go. Well, that's another story.
Maybe that's one you can tell.
That's one. Well, that's definitely not flattering. No, but it just pointing out.
And when I say pull out your gun, I meant a gun.
The actual gun, the actual pistol, an actual pistol. You know, we were. Thank you. We had to live in a camper.
Yeah.
You know, we were building our house. We lived in a camper for 6 months, the whole family. Mm-hmm. And I thought I was good at camping. It's in my last name. Camp. It's my last name. Yeah. And so I'm like, well, this will be fine. This is easy. And it wasn't. It was not easy. We've been camping many, many, many times before this moment. Mm-hmm. We had been. Weekends, usually, not more than 5 days. All of a sudden, living there for months on end with no end in sight, not so much fun.
Yeah, just claustrophobic, right?
So claustrophobic.
On top of each other.
Can't move.
Walking down this little hall.
Hot water lasts 2 minutes. I know these are first world country kind of problems, but it was real problems.
I mean, did you plug in anywhere?
Well, yeah, so we had stuff set up, but we didn't have, like, the hot water tank only lasted 3 minutes if you were taking a shower. Oh. So it was really rough. It was rough in that sense. I say all that to say this because I had already conceded a long time ago that my country card had to be turned in partially. We could talk about the gun thing another time, but I saw a show the other day. We watch it from time to time. It had been a while since I've seen it. Are you familiar with the show Naked and Afraid?
I've heard of it, yeah. I've never watched it.
You never watched it?
No.
Let me tell you something. I'm sitting here explaining to you how it was difficult for us to live in a camper with we had electricity. water.
I mean, this is first world problems. We can
First world
admit.
problems.
But hey, you know what? First world problems are still problems.
There's still problems, and they're big problems when you don't know anything other than the first world. But these people on this show, I don't know what possesses them. They go out into ungodly climates, and they take all their clothes off, and now they're living by just nothing. They're sleeping on the ground, and they're trying to find some leaves and branches to eat, and they're trying to drink poo-poo water that they've boiled. I'm sitting there looking at this the other day. Well, it's been a while since I've seen him. I'm just like, at no point in time, even Bear Grylls, are you familiar with him?
No.
Yeah, he's a survivalist. You're not going to find yourself in someplace butt naked. Probably not, unless it's been a great party somewhere. But you're just not going to find that. And then all of a sudden you're going to wake up and you got to survive.
Right. Where are you sleeping? Where are these guys sleeping?
They just build a hut sometimes.
Yeah. So think of what's getting stung and bitten.
Bro, everything. And I'm pretty sure, I can't swear to this, I'm not an bugologist. I think that's the right name for it. I think that's the right name.
A bugologist.
Bugologist, pretty sure. But I think every spider can kill you. I'm pretty sure of that. And so I'm just like, dude, you're out there. You're in the elements.
I don't trust any spider.
You shouldn't.
Put it that
Anything
way.
that's got 8 eyeballs and 8 legs. What is going on?
Yeah.
What is going on? That makes no sense.
That's not normal.
It's not normal.
So these people have to be naked as part of the game.
It's part of the game. They make some leaves occasionally, and they'll put them over, selective areas.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they just walk around naked. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like from the shower to my bedroom is like I'm feeling very drafty. So I would not make it in a nudist colony.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't. It's just I don't understand what's happening there. Yeah. But I was just watching that, and I was thinking to myself how uncountry I am. Uncountry in the sense of I was struggling in a camper.
That's not country.
I don't know what that is. Crazy. I'm going to go with country crazy.
You're uncrazy?
I think, well, I don't know. I'm just different versions of it.
No.
Different versions of it.
I camped a lot when I was a kid because of my grandfather and my aunt, as we say up north.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
My aunt, Dolly, and Uncle Ronnie, which was my mother's sister, her husband, and I had 3 cousins. So that was like my family going out camping. My mom was busy doing other things.
Yeah.
And so I loved it. I didn't like fishing.
Yeah.
Hunting. Like I really didn't belong in Maine. I hate cold weather. My grandfather's a lobsterman. I hate seafood.
That's crazy there.
I don't like catching frogs. All my cousins loved catching frogs.
They have frogs in Maine?
Oh my God, dude. Yeah.
I guess I've never been up to Maine.
Oh, lakes?
I thought they had to be in warm weather.
Oh, well, I mean.
Oh.
Trust me.
All right.
Plenty of frogs.
I believe in you.
There.
I believe you. Thought they were only in Louisiana all the time.
But I hated catching frogs. You know, it was just, but I did enjoy sleeping in a tent.
Interesting.
And there was the Palmers, my aunt and uncle, their last name was Palmers. The Palmer family was building a camp in a very deep wooded area of Maine. You know, that they just kind of carved out a new road and they were starting to sell plots. So it was very unlived in. And the wildlife was not having it.
Yeah, they're not digging y'all moving in.
They were not having it.
You're invaders.
So we had an opportunity to, as this thing was being built, we all had to stay in our tents and everything. And man, even when we were sitting at the fire with our hot dogs and marshmallows, you could hear the coyotes popping off not far away.
Yeah.
Right. You know, we'd even try to look for eyeballs, but the fire, we couldn't, but they were close. And you're in your tent now at night and you can hear sticks breaking all around you.
Don't you have bears up there?
Oh yeah.
I would think so.
Moose, bear, black bear, coyotes like crazy, and you're in your tent and you can hear things walking around you. It was wild.
You're not the highest thing on the food chain there.
No. But over time, that all went away as more camps came in, more and more camps, and it built up to, like a community of camps.
Sure.
It pushed it, pushed everything away.
Spiders up there too.
Oh, yeah. Snakes.
So you just don't hear them. That's the thing. The spiders,
spiders.
They walk in nice and soft. They will rappel down on top of you. The other day I was outside walking. There's just a spider floating in the air. I don't even know where the web's coming from.
Yeah, it's like Spider-Man just flying through.
Does not make
I grew
sense
up killing spiders for my mom and grandmother.
Yeah.
They were terrified of them. My phobia, if you will, is snakes.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Interesting.
Spiders, I don't want them crawling on me. These people that own
I don't know what's happening there.
tarantulas.
I don't know what's happening. They need to be evaluated.
But funny story here. That's what this is for, right?
Yeah.
So, at the store, this is years ago. I'm a kid. There's no such thing as Walmart. We had a store called Ames, Ames.
I've heard of that.
Kmart, just like one of those stores. Are you familiar with Kmart?
Blue Light Special. We had one right up the road. Yeah.
And they have the gumball machines.
Oh yeah.
And the little toys machines where it's little plastic egg. You open it up and you got a little ring or some sticker or something.
That's how far we've devolved as a society, is that they're not at the exit door in every supermarket.
They're
still.
done,
they should be there, but they're
gone.
not. It's just so small rent now.
Runts, remember the Runts?
Yes, the little hard candies. I
M&Ms.
broke a tooth on it once. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want to take that phone call?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
That's a neighbor. Let them do their thing.
So it was probably a nickel at this time. I throw a nickel in a machine. I get that little plastic egg, and it's a spider in it. Plastic spider. I was like, okay, great, whatever. So I put it in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I take it out of the thing, put it in my pocket. Tell my mom, hey, I got a spider. Lame, right? Later that day, I change, and I put those pants in the dirty laundry basket or whatever. And then my mother and I are in my bedroom just talking about something, and the spider came up, and I was like, oh my God, Mom, the spider is in my pants. And her face lights up, and before we can turn around to head to the door, screaming bloody murder from across the house downstairs is my grandmother.
Oh my God.
With that spider. So we run down, and the spider, she was emptying out the pockets. Now imagine, she's so terrified of spiders.
I get that.
And empties out the pocket, and next thing she sees a tarantula-looking spider the size of 3/4.
Yeah.
In her palm.
I'm screaming with her.
Oh my God. So we run down and it's on the floor and she's like, I was like, sorry.
Could you imagine having to do the eulogy and be like, ladies and gentlemen, so there's a situation that came up and Mama is not a big fan of spiders.
Man, she lived another 40 years.
Yeah. It strengthened her heart. That's what it did. It made it pound so strong.
Yeah.
But so I've got to, I'm going to go ahead and go there because we've already talked about it, camping.
Yeah.
All right. Look, so I'll go ahead and share the story because it is relevant to the situation. So just so people can really start to understand how this ties together. When we were camping in this camper, there was a lot of things that I thought was going to be fine and be an easy go-to and no big deal. And I was wrong. I was wrong a lot. Well, we're out in the middle of nowhere. We're on all these acreage. And back, when we started building our house, there was nothing around us. And I'm not a gun enthusiast. I'm not an anti-gun. I've been hunting. My dad had dozens and dozens.
You have guns?
I have some guns, right? So my dad, most of the guns I have now are from my dad when he passed. And so it's like I have a lot of guns now. But, I couldn't tell you the calibers. If I took all my bullets out and set them on the counter, I would be like, I don't know. Let's see if we can. The shotgun shell probably doesn't go on my pistol. So that's good. I got that one figured out.
I'm the same way.
I'm like, I got like my brother. Man, he can give you the breakdown and do all the stuff. Well, anyways, we're moving out to this property. Like I said, well, I don't really have any kind of protection other than these two bad boys. So I could
for those
shake it up.
Only listening.
Yeah, it's my fist.
He has two guns right here.
Rolled up. And, I don't know. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
What you gonna do?
See, if I had that sound effect in the background, I would have felt way empowered. I'd have probably never bought the gun. So this is embarrassing, but it's just a true story. And this was several years back, of course. But so I decided to buy me a 9mm. Never had one. All right, fine. I got tons of cop friends. I'm like, if I can just show a bad guy the gun for a minute, somebody gonna show up. Probably. I don't know. We're deep in the woods here. So I buy this 9mm. Now, most people go home and they'd be playing with it and shooting it outside and stuff. We live in the country, so like you can hear gunshots 24 hours a day and never think anything of it. True story. It's one of the beauties of being in the country is you hear gunshots and you don't throw a flag up. When you're in the city, you're like, somebody getting shot at. When you're out there, you're just like target practice. No big deal.
I mean, I would argue in Memphis, it's still some shootings down there.
Well, I mean,
I lived on the outskirts of Orange Mound.
It's dismissive, but it's probably somebody getting shot at.
Which is awful.
Awful. It is.
And what's more awful is the fact that you can be dismissive about it.
I agree with you, 100%.
Anyways,
It's on topic, kind of. So I get this gun, and I've never opened it out of the box it comes in. So it's got this little carrying case thing, and I've never opened it. And we are in the camper. This is, it's 32-foot camper. It's a decent size. We're laying there at night. First week we've been out there. And by the way, if y'all
I'm laughing because I know this story.
Well, if you've not been in the country and know what country dark is, you don't know what country dark is, because there's a lot of light pollution in the city.
Yeah.
And when you're out in the middle of the country, man, if it's a cloudy night, you can't see your hand in front of your face.
But the sky is beautiful.
Oh, when the stars are out, dude, you can see everything out there.
Yes.
So we're in the first week, and we're asleep, and it's in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden, my wife and I we're awakened to the whole camper shaking, and I was like having a question: was that a dream or was that real? You know what I mean? And so then we sat there for a minute, and then we hear the bam, and then it shakes again, and I'm like, somebody's breaking in. Somebody's trying to break in. So now I'm scrambling for my gun.
And you're in your tighty whities, right?
Yeah, well, that or some version of them, absolutely. Yes, it was very tight. And so
maybe not white.
Anyway, so just depend, and shortly thereafter, definitely not. But and so I'm grabbing the gun out of the case, and it's still got like the tag and stuff on it. And I've never loaded it, so I got my 9mm things.
So this thing's brand new.
I have my bullets right there and the thing. So I take the clip out, and I'm like, I'm frazzled. So give me a little bit of grace. It's the middle of the night. I've never messed with this gun in my entire life.
It woke you up,
and I'm woken from a deep sleep, and I'm trying to figure this thing out. And I call my dad, and so I'm like, it's 3 or 4 in the morning. I'm like, Dad, can you hear me? He's like, what's wrong? I'm like, Dad, I think somebody's trying to break in the camper. He goes, get your gun. I said, I got it. Now, how do I put these bullets in this thing?
And he was like, I failed my son.
Oh, there's no doubt. And so now here's the beauty of this. So for those of you that have video on this, I want you to get the facial expression. So my wife sits up in the bed at first, and her look at me was like this. And then it's like, because now she's like, you're gonna be the hero, right? You're about to rescue us. And I'm thinking, I got you, girl. I got you. I'm thinking these things, but I'm talking to my dad. And so I'm like, how do you put these? Like, well, just put the bullets, just push them down. It goes in there and you can't put them in backwards. I'm like, okay. So start pushing the bullets in and pushing the bullets in, and get about 7 or 8 in there. And then they all went, and they come shooting out the top. Apparently you can put a 9mm bullet in backwards into the clips.
So you're not really seeing what you're doing.
I wasn't seeing, and plus I've never done it before. Like, so this is full disclosure of how uncountry I am when it comes to guns and stuff. And so I'm like, well, Dad, that was wrong. And so now this fear and just moment has now went from anxiety driven to a comedy show. And the whole time my wife's fear starts to melt. She starts to get this facial expression of,
really?
It's like, this is what I married. This is my hero for the day, right? Oh, so that is so relevant. So then I finally get these dang bullets in the thing, and now I'm trying to hearken my inner cop. Okay, remember I told you before I actually had my associate's degree in criminal justice, but I never been to any police classes. I went straight from that to the military, which we shot an M16, and that was the only time I ever shot that. And then when I get out, I'm a firefighter, and we have water hoses. So I'm like sitting there I'm like, all right, so I remember they had the gun, and then they do like a flashlight. And so like I was trying to get my hands right. So I was trying to get my hands right. And then I go open.
Like you see on Law and Order?
Yeah, so I'm thinking, well, if anything, if they see the gun with the light, it's intimidating. So they'll be like, this guy knows what he's doing. I'm out of here. So then I'm like.
Now, through all of this, do you continue to hear the banging?
No. So the second bang that happened moments after it had awoken us, that was the last one. So in my head, I am building the idea that whoever's outside now knows we're awake and is realizing the door didn't fly open. So maybe they've just decided to run off. That's what I'm thinking might have happened.
I would have thought they're hiding with a tire iron.
You could, and ready to knock. You could hide out. Because it was all woods with the exception of
I'm just saying right outside the door, as soon as you open up, walk out, bam.
Well, and that's legitimate, right? Well,
that's how I would have done it.
Well, now I know. So if this happens again, I doubt it will. But I'm like, okay, so it's all woods around us, besides the house pad that's now been mowed down for them to start building, which had not started. So I have Alicia's like, all right, so you open the door. I'm gonna slide out, and then you shut the door right behind me. She's all right. So I jump out and like, so she opens the door, I jump down and thing, and I'm looking around, and I don't see anything. So then I start wandering off into the woods a little bit, looking around with the flashlight. There's a part of me that's like, at this point, you've showed how stupid you are. You got to just be dumb brave. You just got to be dumb brave. If there's a gang out here ready to attack you, you just gonna have to take it.
You're out in the open field.
You got to take the L. You got to take the L at this point. And we didn't, and our phone service was non-existent. It's like we are always on.
Rough.
It's still rough, and it was non-existent back there. It was always on 0 bars. So calling 911 really was not a big option for us. And thus the gun situation, which that's now you understand. And so now I'm out there, I'm walking around, and I don't see anything. And I'm like, all right, we all know that something shook that whole camper. We know that to be a fact because we were awake the second time. So now I'm walking back to the camper, and I wandered off maybe 100 feet or so. And as I'm walking back, the wind blows, and it all becomes obvious. We had left the awning out when we went to bed. Usually we rolled that thing in and we had forgotten. And the wind picks that awning up and it goes wham! Dude.
At what point did your wife just laugh straight in your face?
So I go back in. To this point, she doesn't know, but she felt the third time that this had happened, I was outside of it and I had seen it happen.
And she's thinking, oh, my stupid husband is
well,
dead.
She didn't know what happened, right? Maybe that's probably, or she'd be like, thank God my stupid husband. I don't know which one it would have been. But so I get back up there and open the door and I'm like, so funny story.
Guess what?
It turns out actually it was the wind and our awning. And she's just like shaking her head. She's like shaking. She goes, and I think her comment was something to the effect of, is she going to know how to shoot that gun by tomorrow? I'm like, yeah, I'm
drop the clip, empty the bullet.
We're going to work on that.
Put this back.
Yeah, we're going to work on that tomorrow. And now the best part was though, my daughter never woke up. She was like 6 or 7 at the time. She slept through the whole thing. Never knew a thing.
Which is good because that would have scared her.
Well, and it would have been embarrassing. She'd have been like, oh.
But she would have been like, why is dad loading a gun?
In his underwear.
What's going on?
He's walking around. He's got the light. Looks weird in the way he's holding it. And so, yeah.
His legs are so pasty white.
Jeez. That could have been true. But my calves would have been good. Got big calf muscles.
It's all that running.
Yeah, it is all that running. So anyways, that's my story for that. And I'm done self-deprecating for a moment.
How much time have we been rocking and rolling? We should probably wrap it up. It's a little over 30 minutes. So
I got news for you. Look, so there are many more self-deprecating stories to come,
yes.
and I'm sure you have a few that you'll share at some point. Right?
Yeah, anytime I'll think of them and make a note.
Out here to dry.
Because I've done a lot of stupid things for sure.
So one thing I think about this show that I love, Derek, because you and I, just to wrap as we get to the finish line on this one, is we have our hands in a lot of areas. We do a lot of different things, everything from being a firefighter and then a professor, et cetera. And you have, you're in the band. And so you're playing bass all the time with different folks. And then you have several different podcasts that you either are a part of or that you orchestrate and run. And, I'm really glad that you and I came together just to kind of talk about.
Dude, you have no idea.
Nothing, just nothing. Come out here, share some life stories. And I think too, it kind of gives our viewers and listeners a little behind the scenes thing that they're just regular old dudes.
Yeah. Like I want to create our own
logo. I like it.
Have our own. You see anyone watching, you'll see in front of Coach, there's a foam sign. I do that to identify the podcast because there's multiple people that record in here, including my stuff. Yeah. So that's why I do that. Well, we need Cannonballing Life with Coach Derek or Derek Coach.
I like Derek and Coach.
Huh?
Yeah.
Right. But but make no mistake, you are. I put you in the host seat.
No, I mean
because we're
co-hosting.
I'm always the host of everything I do. So
fair
it's
enough.
it's nice to just be over here, even though I'm still running all the boards and everything.
You are. I wouldn't know what to push. I mean, we already established if this is anything like a gun, we're screwed. It's too bad you didn't have a gun thing, like click, click, like the shotgun pump or something.
Look, just like day one of making you a podcast, all I knew is all I had to do was put a microphone in front of your face, and everything else would have been taken care of, and we would have a show. I just knew it, and here we are.
Yeah, my wife
Motivate with Coach Camp, man, you got someone flying in from Indiana to be on your show. Not this one.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Not Cannonball.
Yeah.
But yours.
I know.
Pretty wild.
That's pretty big, man. I'm super humbled by that stuff for sure. And if he watches these videos, he may reconsider and be like, "So I wonder if
this might hurt.
I wonder if the airline would give me my refund." It's like, I saw this guy on a different podcast
because this is a spinoff. This is living on the Motivate with Coach Camp YouTube channel. The Apple and Spotify feed. Yeah, I think I said that right. I don't know. So yeah, this is part of the Motivate with Coach Camp network.
Yep.
How about that?
And the Derek Network.
Well, I'm your co-host. I'm your sidekick.
Yeah, I like it, man.
I want to be a sidekick.
Are you Robin?
Probably, I guess. If you're Batman and I'm the sidekick, that makes me Robin.
Well, we could be Thelma and Louise. Always like that. Always like that show. It was a good one back in the day.
But it ends poorly.
It does. But these episodes were good. Well, thanks, Derek. It was always been fun as usual. And thank you, guys.
Take care, guys. And until next time, we'll be back.
Yep.
It was so fun, dude.